Hello, I'm Dana Lynn, a fashion designer of women's clothing brands, a fashion consultant, and a sewing instructor. You joined us today here at Simply So Chic to learn how to make your own fashion dreams come true. Today, you're going to learn how to make a satin lined bonnet with a detachable sash. These are very popular, and as a matter of fact, this was a popular demand from our viewers. So get ready, it's time to Simply So Chic. You will also need 1/2 inch elastic and a tape measure. You're going to measure around the base of your head from the back to the front and then around to the other side to get your head measurement. Once you get that measurement, you're going to subtract 2 inches. This measured to be 20 inches. To subtract 2 inches, so that would be 18 inches. That length will be your 1/2 inch elastic measurement. Okay? So we've cut the pattern out while it was folded in the 4 layers. We're going to open the bonnet pattern, and you have a complete circle where you have the circumference even all around, and you're going to cut 1 layer of your main fabric and 1 layer of your lining fabric with this bonnet pattern. I've already cut out a layer for the main fabric, and I've cut a layer of the satin lining for the bonnet. Now we're going to pin the satin lining to the bonnet. The way we do that is we make sure that the bad side of the bonnet is on your pattern table, your cutting table, and the good side that you want to show is going to be facing up. And with your satin lining, you're going to make sure that your satin lining that you want to show on the inside of your bonnet is facing down on top of the good side, and the side you don't want to be seen is facing up. Again, you have the bad side to the table, the good side of the fabric facing up, the good side of the satin facing the good side of the fabric, and your bad side facing up. And what we're going to do is go around the whole edge of these 2 pieces and pin them like so, all the way around the bonnet cap. So let's do that. All right. So we've gone around the whole edge of these 2 pieces and pinned them. Your lining to your good piece of fabric. Now what we're going to do is pick any area on the outside edge, and you're going to just take your hand, just lay it anywhere, and what you want to do is just snip on one side of your hand and then snip about 1/4 of an inch away from the other side of your hand. Your snip is only going to be about 1/4 of an inch, like that, okay? As we sew, you'll see why we did this snip. In short, once we sew our casing stitches around the edge of the bonnet, you're going to, in order to flip it, you're going to need to be able to put your hand inside to flip it, and you'll see how this becomes beneficial. Now with your headband sash, what you've done is the pattern measurement that I gave you, you're actually going to place it on your fabric as the fabric is folded. Because the length you need is a little bit long, to make it easier, the pattern measurement I gave you for the headband is, you can fold that, put it on the folded edge, and cut your piece out, the length of your folded pattern piece. If you'd like, you can open your pattern piece and cut the whole length. Again, you can leave it on the fold, that's how the fabric usually comes, and you can fold your pattern piece and just cut it on the edge. You'll need 2 of these pattern pieces for the headband. You'll need 2 of those. Once you have your 2 headband sash pieces, you take one end of each piece and just pin it together. We're going to do 1 stitch to connect the 2 pieces. So the first thing that we're going to do is sew the 2 pieces, fabric pieces for the sash together at the end. And the sash I sewed it with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So the stitch line is a 1/2 inch away from the very edge of the fabric. Now we're going to open it up. And what we're going to do is we're going to sew the fabric. We're going to fold the fabric in half lengthwise, fold it in half lengthwise, and we're going with the good side of the fabric together, facing each other, touching each other. We're folding it lengthwise, and we're going to stitch from the edge of the short side down to the end. Then we're going to turn it lengthwise and stitch from the edge all the way down to about 2 inches to 3 inches from where we connected the 2 pieces. We're stopping here. Then we're going to pick up 2 to 3 inches on the other side of the connection stitch, and we're going to continue sewing the rest of the length of the headband sash all the way down to the very end. Then we're going to turn and stitch along that short end. Then what we'll do is we'll flip it inside out. it's time to flip the fabric right side out. Now, I want to show you this tool here. That's a flipping tool that you can find in your fabric store. It has a little hook with a little latch on the end and a hole to put your finger through. It's great for doing thin flips on straps or things of that sort. You can also use it to flip your sash. You stick it all the way through, all the way to the end, and this hook will poke through the end and you can grab it and pull it back through. I have a different way of flipping the sashes inside out. For me, it works better. This is just a simple stick. It's actually a plastic chopstick that I had, and I actually wrapped a thick rubber band around the end to perform as a gripper on the fabric when I need it. What I do is I go to the end of one of the finished short edges, and I kind of grab both sides and pull it open so that it kind of gives me that little pocket pouch. I take the side with a rubber band and I put it on top of that little opening, or not opening but pucker, and I secure the end maybe against the table or something else and push the fabric as I pull the sides down on the end. So what happens is I'll push it all the way through to this opening, and when I see it come through, I'll grab it, I'll release the chopstick, and then I can pull the fabric through, and I'll do it on the other side. So that's what I'm going to do to flip this. glad you like it. I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait to see how you all style your own bonnets. Be sure to subscribe, share, give me some comments below. I'd love to see what you thought about this tutorial. And see you next time on Simply So Chic.